May I now request Mr. Wardhan, CEO, EUROPA, Gurgaon, to please share a few words with us.
Good afternoon, Honorable Minister, Secretary Sir, esteemed gentlemen sitting on the dais, and ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd like to congratulate for organizing such a wonderful event. This is my first opportunity of coming to Guwahati. Totally, perception has changed. Wow. Let me say that what Mr. Ravi Kapoor has mentioned yesterday, I otherwise used to say I have a lot of knowledge, and for the last 20 years I have been a CEO for major multinational companies which are ranked highly rated, either number 1 or number 2 in the world. But the way it was explained by Mr. Ravi Kapoor, and it was very clear, not only in general public the perception was Northeast is only tucked in the East only. And I felt that even some of the people in the government as well may be having that kind of a feeling. But after his distances, his map, whatever he has presented, now we understand the potential of the Northeast. I would say that was a really eye-opening. Now in terms of the education, skilling, employment generation, service industry, our Honorable Prime Minister on 15th of July on 2015 stated, advised and directed that 4 million people have to be skilled, trained by 2022. 40 million, sorry, 40 crore people. 40 crore people have to be trained in different aspects. Population is growing, we need to train those kind of people. It is not that it was not happening earlier, but it has now been merged under one umbrella, and skilling department has been created. National Skill Development Corporation has got now 42 service centers, chapters. One of them is also SSDC, which takes care of the security part of it. I'm also director on the SSDC. I have spent nearly 15 years into the security industry. In the entire industries, the largest industry is security industry, which employs more than 7 million people. 7 million people are currently working, and it has now become an industry because the Parliament Act, Prasara licenses, etc. has been made mandatory. The other question comes in terms of the higher education is the major tool for socio-economic transformation. Quality higher education enables empowerment by overcoming the limitation of physical resources. Physical resources may be limited here in the Northeast, but the talent, the kind of people, the hardworking people is amazing. I went in the morning and asked Dr. Sharma that yesterday the kind of fusion of 7 states and presentation what we saw, which was wonderful, were those children professional models or they were your finishing school students? The answer was the finishing school students. It is amazing the kind of training which has been given, how the final product comes in. So I would say that there is a great potential. SSDC and our company EUROPA, which I represent, it's the Irish company, promoted by the former Prime Minister of Ireland, European Union Ambassador to the United States, have signed an agreement of setting up 10 excellent centers. I would say that I would, after being here, can easily promise that at least 1 to 2 centers will be doing in Northeast. These are investors, they want to go into the education part of it. In that connection, they have also promised into the PMO office. They went there and they have promised Mr. Jitendra Singh that they will be setting up these kind of excellent centers here. Our job is into the guarding part of it, security part of it. I will not know, I'm not going to share the requirement of security in every field. The kind of situation which is going on around the world and in India particularly. And this industry is growing at 25%. There's no other industry which is growing at 25%. Second part is that it's going to employ a lot of people here. It employs a lot of people, and now there is a focus, starting with Delhi, that the minimum wages have been increased and the guards have been trained, they have been categorized into the skilled workers. It's not only man security in today's context. I would say that the electronic security is part of it. You cannot just manage in today's context, and the cyber security. And this is a integration of entire security solutions to be provided. For that, I would say that the best people are from the Northeast because they can speak in English. And I have always faced a problem saying that we want English-speaking security guards. It is the times have changed. What we used to say that they are only chowkidars kind of a thing. Now, about 15 years back when I joined, there was not a security manager. This was the only field which was being managed by the administrative people and all. Today, in every position, every multinational company have on their board people responsible as chief security officers or director of security. It has become a different stream. By joining this, by undergoing training this, by getting the skills in this area, you can build a career as well. Now, various universities have started giving a program into the post-graduation diploma in marketing management, etc., etc. Various skilling programs are going on. I will not go into details in terms of every state. I have got a data. What kind of programs are going on from the skilling part of it, Our objective would be that as Dr. Sharma said, that eventual objective of education is that we can be an entrepreneur or find a good jobs, livelihood, whether it is through skilling, and can achieve our ambitions by growing within that career. I would say that we would be setting up these skilling centers here. Secondly, we would like to have as many people into the security management, I'm not talking of the lower level, I'm talking of the senior management level as well, So that will give us a great opportunity, At this stage, I'd like to say thank you very much. And our Secretary Saab has raised some of the points which I'd like to mention and give my views on that. One is the step accreditation of the universities. Two reasons. Nowadays, 130,000 crore has been mentioned that is being spent by the Indian students going abroad and spending it. With the current situation in the United States and the UK, I think the inflow from our side to those countries would be less. Would it be possible to bring those kind of institutions and set up in Northeast, may it be LSE, London Business School, Stanford, Harvard, that kind of organizations, because they would not like their revenue to be going down. So maybe they can come in here and they can make this kind of a hub. The people from Northeast, maybe from the CLM countries and the neighboring countries and Australasia, they can come and study here. If the professors and curriculum can come in, that benefits them, that benefits us as well. That's wonderful. And the other thing which I was very happy as the Secretary Saab was explaining, services cannot be presented. You can only be felt when it is consumed. And I have always faced this kind of a situation whenever I was in a new company. I would go and say that no, my security people are very professional, well-trained, retrained, refresher program, training has been given. But the question was that, it is similar. It's similar. And I would only say, sir, you can see our security companies, our people, then only you can make a decision about it. But it becomes again a challenge. Service industry is slightly different in terms of physical products can be seen. But in case of my people, when they are trained, I would say that the packaging is equivalent of any consumer products, but their features are different. They have been trained into Krav Maga, Israeli trained, and equipment trained, materials management, gate management, etc., etc. So you were absolutely right, sir, in stating that service industry is growing, and right now in India, as you mentioned, 54% against 70% of the international average. So we have to grow into that, and Northeast offers us a great challenge, a great opportunity for that. Not only us, I'm sure the others would like to take advantage of it. We would like to closely work with ICSI and the other functionaries. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Shri Harshvardhan, for your kind